South Africa, and what scared my parents off is where colonization has left Bible believers what they've done, and in America, in Africa, what quagmire the Africans are. Yeah, South Africa, I mean, the entire of Africa is in, only because of the last 300 years of what has happened. But I'm yet to see a Muslim group in a country overseeing another group that's indigenous.
There's an interesting documentary on that, Welcome to Australia, by...
If you know what I'm trying to get at. On the last part of your talk, I'll just send you.
No, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at.
I mean, Indonesia, you said
I think on this jihad
over another group in a country,
see, the
and still holding them.
Jihad is something, if you look at the context in which it is mentioned in the Quran, it means that one must make effort on one's own self. It is not a case of going out to kill people. This word jihad, if you look at the Arabic, in it, remember, unless you want to know the meaning of a word, you've got to go to the dictionary. And you cannot only go to dictionaries which are made by Orientalists. You've got to go to the proper dictionaries which have been documented by Muslims. I mean, if I come and open the Bible, if there are words in which I do not understand, I will have to go to your theology. So the same way.
I think, no, I agree with you. And just on that point of jihad, that the word holy war is again a Christian concept.
Sure.
It's not an Islamic concept, because the word, I think in Arabic, it's described as al-harb al-muqaddasah, holy war. Now, within the parlance of Islamic literature, the Quran and the prophetic paradigm or the hadith, that word is non-existent. Now, this comes back to the original context, is that, you know, when the contemporaries in the time of the Prophet Muhammad heard the term Islam and Muslim, and they heard the term jihad, they never understood it in its historically circumscribed significance in terms of how it's applied today, like the label. You speak about jihad, but it was viewed as an expression, an adjective description of the kind of struggle to righteousness in the broader sense of the word. There's a chapter in the Quran called Surah Luqman where it speaks about the so-called non-Muslim parents, or people who have not accepted the faith. They are making jihad, and the word is they are struggling to call their son to perform idol worship, and the word uses jihad, that they are performing jihad to force their son to perform idol worship. And the Quran says, well, you should obey them, not but bear them out in good life. Look after your parents, but do not obey them in the context of belief. So from the Quranic perspective, the word is not exclusive. It's inclusive and broad. But the point is, what's happening is that, again, it comes back to the atomistic interpretation of faith, where people appropriate certain terms and concepts, and then, of course, amplify the actual meaning. But that leads to a distortion of faith in the broader sense.
But I think, I mean, we're certainly familiar with the idea of jihad from the Old Testament.
The biblical harem, I mean, if you look at the biblical harem, or the wars of Joshua, or the Amalekite massacre, or the books in Numbers and so on, I mean, there is no comparison to what you find the historical Islamic.
So I'll just draw this to a conclusion.
Okay.
I would like to say that I've been to mosques, particularly at UCT, where the Imam has taken a very literal interpretation of Surah 9, talking about fighting and taking and encouraging people actually to go to Iran to fight the infidels who are coming in. So I just want to say there's many ways of...
But I mean, in numbers
no, let's stop there now. We've said an hour is gone and come and gone.
There again, Mr. Prophet, on that surah, you must look at the context.
I'll explain the context in the
without the others, that is also wrong.
But it's been translated by Yusuf Ali, not in the words of strife, but in the words of fight.
No, but the word is qital. The word is not jihad. The word is qital.
No, Mr. Prophet, if you look at that particular surah and those verses you are quoting, quote the whole verse.
It says, fight those who fight you, but do not transgress.
Because it continues. It doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to come into your home and come and take what you've got, are you just going to say, okay, come Mr. Musa, take everything?
Because the context where there were two people, one was a treaty which had been entered into, and those where the treaty had been broken.
But I just want to say thank you very much for coming to this church. Dr. Seecombe is offering you a book that you may take if you like. It's called The Universal Compass, Why Study the Bible. So thank you so much. Shukran.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Maybe another time. Thank you so much.
Please help me with the eats. I've got this halal food here. And
always a pleasure for accommodating us.